All right, welcome to our new instructional video for our new bailout kits for truck 2051. Let's start out with the components. The rope, it's going to come with 40 feet of Sterling Fire Tech 2 7.5 millimeter rope, okay? This is 100% Technora fiber, sheath and core. Has a breaking strength of just under 5,000 pounds. Let's go to our main part of our anchor here. We're switching over to window hooks now. This will be our go-to. It's pre-rigged, as you can see. Some couple features about this. It is manufactured of 7075 aluminum. It's got a gated hitching slot here, which we'll go over later on how to use that. The tip of it is 440 stainless steel. It actually is triangular. It has 3 sides on it. So if we ever start blunting out this tip with training, you can undo a little Allen key on here or rotate it to a brand new side before we have to actually replace the whole tip. So 3 sides on that. It only weighs about 6 ounces. Breaking strength on this anchor hook is going to be about 3,000 pounds. Everything is rated in here to NFPA 2500 for bailout systems. For our descender, we went with the Fire Innovations Core Evolution. This is the second version of their descender. Machined out of a solid block of aluminum. There's no moving parts. It's just a friction device. So it kind of works similar to an 8-plate, just much better technology in there. It auto locks, as we'll demonstrate later when we show you how to use it. Super easy. It can go over windowsills if you get caught on a windowsill too. Let's see, it comes with an 8-inch lanyard on here, which will attach to our carabiner. This is the one that's going to be attached to you on your escape belt. It is an auto locking carabiner. It is just a twist lock, so twist it and open it, and it auto locks and closes when you let go. Breaking strength on this, 6,300 pounds on that. The other carabiner that we have is a black Kestrel carabiner. This is going to be on the opposite end of the rope, okay? This is attached to the bottom end of the rope. It'll be clipped to the outside of the bag, and this is the one that you will use if you need to lower somebody else with your same rope before you bail out. So if you get into a room that has somebody else didn't bring theirs and you have one, we can get 2 people out with this, okay? This one is rated also at about 6,300 pounds. This one operates a little bit differently. It slides up and then twists on this one and opens and auto locks, all right? So slide up, twist to open. That'll be on the outside. How this is going to look in our bags, this is how the bags will look, okay? We've got that black Kestrel carabiner is going to be connected to the outside of the bag and is tied to the bottom of the rope. So this is going to be what you'll anchor to your pack if that's the way you decide to use it. You can anchor that to your SCBA and it'll hang by that. If you go to use it to deploy it yourself, you can either take this off and drop it out the window if you want to, or you can leave it disconnected. Grab anything that's in the top. Something that should be the carabiner or probably this hook coming out first. You can pull this out, clip it to yourself, grab your hook, set it in the window and bail out. Next, let's go over how to use this in a real life scenario. All right, once we decided that we're in a bailout situation, Jerry's going to reach in his bag and grab whatever comes out first. It's either going to be the hook or the carabiner. Hook that carabiner up to his belt. He's going to grab his window hook now and head toward the window with that in his either right or left hand. All right, once you get to the window and you decided, we've got the hook on our left hand. He's going to bury that hook in the windowsill, keeping it nice and tight, his hand on the top of it, keeping that anchored in until he can get the rope loaded. Right hand stays on the trailing end of that rope and keeps that tight as he transitions out the window. All right, so after you bailed out, this descent device will auto lock without you touching it. It just defaults to the lock position. He's got his anchor nice and buried, nice and tight up close to the window. All right, so that right hand is tight with the trailing end of the rope. You can reach up then onto the lever with your left hand, and you can fully descend on this. Depending on how fast you go is going to be dependent on how much tension you have on that trailing hand. So go ahead and descend. All right, so if you decided to not use the hook on the window and you wanted to remotely anchor to a stud, a door, a piece of furniture, whatever, that's what we use this gated hitching slot for. So let's just say this was a stud that I wanted to anchor to. I'm gonna pull my system out. I need to extend it to make sure I have enough room for that. Hook my carabiner up to myself. I'm gonna go around whatever I'm gonna hook to, take the other end of the rope. We're gonna clip it through the gate once, go around, clip it a second time. And then when you come up, you just kind of want to make sure it's through the eye there. And this is going to work as your gated hitching slot to wrap around something. All right, once I've got my hook anchored to a stud, piece of furniture, whatever we're going to use, I'm going to grab my descent control device. I don't need to hang onto the rope or anything else. Fully open it, and I can turn and walk towards my window. It'll pay out of my pocket on its own. When I get to the window, I want to fully extend, make sure that my descender is going to be outside the window before I bail out, and then I can proceed to bail out after that. One thing to note, this thing is auto locking. You do not need to be holding on to this when you bail out of a window. One of the most important things, no different than our old escape packs, you do not want your hand underneath this rope when you bail out. It will get caught and you will not be able to get it out. So make sure your hand is over top when you go to bail out. Doesn't matter if you want to use two hands, as long as this descender will get out the window. All right, if you end up in a situation like this with your descender on top of the windowsill, all you got to do is reach up and kind of flick it. You just want it to pop up and over, so. And down you can go. All right, so if you get in a situation where you're going to lower, say, your firefighter down, and then you're going to use this kit to bail out, you just want to pull out your kit as you usually would. Same one, you're going to hook that red carabiner to yourself. All right, so this is when we're going to use that bottom end in this black carabiner, okay? Pull your bag out, take your black carabiner, take your window hook here, your black carabiner, aim it at your guy, okay? We need to clip this through about 3 times around here. So clip it in 1 time, clip it in a 2nd time, and then you want to clip it in a 3rd time. And now I'm ready to hook to my firefighter here. I'm going to hook it to his escape belt. This will now be our friction device right here. No different than anything else. It's going to be anchored to me. I can sit below the windowsill, brace my feet on there as he transitions out the window. All right, so now that we've got our firefighter hooked up, I've got myself hooked into the system. It's anchored to me, braced against a wall. I've got my 3 wraps through my gated hitching slot here, and this is going to be my friction device, so I'll just feed the rope through here. Your firefighter's now ready to bail out the window. Now he's tied to me. All the weight's around my waist and around that anchor. As you can see, there's quite a bit of tension on here already, and you're pretty much going to have to feed this through depending on how heavy your guy is that you're belaying down. But all I'm going to do is sit here and slowly feed this rope through. All right, so once I've got my firefighter down, he's to safety. All I need to do is undo these wraps. All right, so now that he's down, I'm gonna throw the rest of the bag out. Got my hook in, I'm using my regular descent control device. And now I'm good to go down myself.